You made it. Welcome to my very first vlogging episode, one of 20. If you are new, you haven't met me, my name is Stephanie David Kolowai-Anui. I'm a mom, a holistic health coach, a bodybuilder, and this is Confessions of a Health Coach. This is not a channel where I'm going to go ahead and complain about my job. It's actually an episode and a vlog that's gonna take you behind the scenes of what it's like behind the scenes of running a business, being a bodybuilder with a 7-year-old and an almost 12-year-old, and what it looks like day in and day out for me. I've never done this before, and I'm at a place where I'm 39, I'm turning 40 at the end of July, and I would like to celebrate my 10-year commitment to everything holistic health this way. So in addition to turning 40 at the end of July, I am 20 weeks out. At the beginning of July, I will compete in my first bodybuilding competition. I am currently 7 months postpartum. I'm still breastfeeding, and it'll be exciting no matter what. Worst case scenario, my coach is like, hey, you're not ready. Best case scenario is I hit that stage and I show myself that I can turn 40, I can breastfeed and compete, and most importantly, the systems. As a holistic health coach, I specialize in meal planning. Most importantly, I can prove to myself and show my clients that systems work when we don't want to. I have worked really, really hard to study how to carve out more time as a mom, as a woman. And that if I can just show that systems and habits work even when life happens, because inherently when I listed all the things, bodybuilding, children, health coaching, and a 9-to-5, there's just so much going on. And so for the next 20 episodes, I hope you join me. What you're going to expect is you're obviously going to see a lot of body image. Check-ins are weekly. Those are on Sunday. You're going to see meal planning, hopefully hacks or tricks or tips. You're also going to see the behind the scenes of what does life look like when it's not polished, right? What is that mindset? What is that self-talk? I cannot wait to hear from you. I hope you drop a message down below and just tell me where you're listening from, who you are. I knew I had to switch from Instagram to YouTube once I started spending more time in my direct messages than on the scrolling craziness. I would much rather spend 10, 15 minutes talking with you about real things than talk to hundreds of people about nothing. And so I hope you also subscribe. This weekend, I will be going to Honolulu to take my son to a soccer tournament, and I'm also meeting 2 clients. I have never talked about this, but meeting clients is probably my favorite thing to do and the most nerve-wracking. It's like a blind date. So behind the scenes of the pack list. I will be on Oahu for 3 days and 3 nights. So this is a combination of me, baby, and Leimana for kind of a travel pack list. First things first, we have my travel scale. These folks, the Renfo, they make like smart technology. I can do a product review later, but in short, it's kind of like an iPad, which is much lighter, and it has like a little envelope. It connects to an app. And so it just makes traveling better in terms of, if you're the kind of person like me where it's like, oh, vacation, I get to do whatever I want, but you really don't. It's really nice for the accountability, just because this usually is how I derail. Is we gain weight from the elevation from flying, and then we get into our head. And right now, for my first competition of the year, I don't want to derail in any which way or form. This is my travel scale. So this is something that, again, I can also do a product review, but in short, when you have, specific macros or ounces, it's really nice to not eyeball things and second guess, because again, there's just a lot of noise in your head. And I come from just that self-doubt. So really just trying to move with some certainty, trust the process, trust the numbers that my coach is giving me. This is a collapsible measuring cup. So typically, for Oahu, there's lots of yummy foods, but in Oahu specifically, it's really easy to get carbs and vegetables. It's protein that I'm concerned with. So I'm packing my protein for this trip, but the carbs and the vegetables I will be measuring out. So here is the specific protein packet that I use.
These are just my oatmeal packets that I just don't want to think because his games are really, really early for the tournament. The prime packets are for Leimana or his teammates, just because sometimes, you know, they always like want Gatorade or something, and like then you have to look for it when you're traveling. So these are just kind of like easy packets. All we have to do is get ice. I'm a huge Element fan for electrolytes, and that's my prenatal vitamin. I always travel with a thermometer. I stopped using the swipe one for the forehead because it would always give me a different read. Maybe I'm swiping wrong, but for baby, it just quiets my paranoia in that he's going to get sick or he's getting sick. I've been loving this magnesium product. I've tried other magnesium products, but this has been really helping me sleep and with cramps. So I'm traveling with it for the first time. It says a lot, the fact that I'm bringing it with me, just because it's really helped. And then the fun, you know, packets for baby. Sorry, not packets, but pacifiers for baby. He doesn't really like the pacifier, but he's been like showing signs of teething. So this is the behind the scenes. You know, typically packing changes, but the goal for this 3-day trip is to really have a focus on nutrition. Leimana's playing with a different team. And even in his new team, they have, you know, a list of like, don't eat anything differently. Here are some recommendations for eating for times. It's a very different focus, and I really want to lean into that for him, but also honor the fact that I'm competing. When I am doing lifestyle fitness, I don't do as much. Sometimes I will just bring, you know, these just honestly for the safety net. I might just bring this. I've just got the scale, but it's because I kept mentally failing. I kept being like, oh my gosh, what, you know, I kept wondering. And so I tell all my clients, you know, the scale is very much like alcohol. Don't do it unless you can do it responsibly. If it's going to ruin your trip, then don't do it at all. But both Paakal and I are on kind of like a mission. Baby came, and I think this scale would actually be great. So let me know if you have any questions on that. The next episode, episode 2, I got gifted 2 clothing lines I've never had before. So next week's episode is very much about body image and clothing. So I usually wear Lululemon's Align series because I really like how soft and stretchy, but also snug it is. Postpartum, I love Gymshark because it has a lot more forgiveness and a lot more give. However, this week and last week, I was gifted 2 brands I've never wore. So Take Life Further came out with a new seamless collection. And for Christmas, I was gifted Bombshell. And I've seen tons of girls wear both who are really, really active. I am super excited to try on both of them and see how they're doing. I'm going to talk a little bit about skin, of how, you know, the psychology of all of these kind of brands. I personally don't wash them specially. I don't hang dry them. I don't do delicate. And so I'll do a follow-up video of what these brands are like after I wash them a few times. But I hope you